Talofa lava and happy Samoan Language Week. I get to celebrate with you because I married one of your sons. Lucky me. My name is Kathleen. I work with Pacific Vision Aotearoa. And tonight we're going to be talking about Know Your Garden by Dancing with the Moon. Before we begin, let's start with a karakia. Me e noi tātou. E te atua, ho mai ki a mātou, tō māramatanga, tō rangimāri e, tō kaha me tō aroha, mō tēnei rā, āmene. Now I know that Dancing by the Moon sounds like a strange title, but I just wanted to get us ready to make a little bit of a shift, a change in our thinking. We have become a bit disconnected with this type of gardening, and this is pretty cool, it is the oldest gardening practice known to man, knowing how to work in tune with the moon. We know that our calendar, the normal everyday one that we go by, is the Gregorian calendar, which marks how long it takes for the earth to go around the sun. But the lunar calendar is how long it takes for the moon to go around the earth. So it takes about 28 days. And in those 28 days, you can break it into 4 phases. You've got the new moon, which is the first phase. That goes into the first quarter, about 7-day difference. And again, another 7 days, you go into the full moon. And then another 7 days you go into the last quarter. And then the last quarter goes back to the new moon. There's like a really lovely 4-step pattern right there to learn. So once you get that under your belt, you'll start to learn that there are different tasks to do in your garden. There are seeds to sow, plants or little tiny seedlings to transplant. There are root crops to pull up and harvest. There's even times when it's a good maintenance time, just to work on your tools, mulch. So every single 28-day cycle has a really simple, easy to follow gardening practice. It takes a lot of stress out of all of the wondering, what do I do? When do I do it? But when you learn, actually, I will give my plants the best start by working with nature. There are some beautiful patterns in nature all around us. You know about the seasons. They have this really nice flow-on effect. We go from winter into spring, and spring into summer, and summer into autumn, and repeat. And then from seasons, we can move into the different tides. There's the high tide and low tide. And they change every 6 hours. And there's 12 hours. And then there's another set of 2 high and low tides. There even is a we know about sunrise, sunset. There's also a moonrise and a moonset. And all of these different natural events happening around us continuously all have an effect on the health and well-being and the balance of your plants. It's amazing. I tell you what, the more I learn about creation and the perfect design, it really does just blow your mind. And I'm so glad you're joining me on this journey and this discovery. And so I'm just going to start breaking down simple tasks each month. Each new moon, I'll be putting a post. So the new calendar that we'll be following is the lunar calendar. What to do for each of those 4 different phases. So to start with, because we're moving into winter, now I know in many of our beautiful Pacific Islands, they don't know winter. They don't have snow or frost. And so I really take my hat off to our ancestors who came down to Aotearoa on their waka and they felt the temperature change and drop, but they understood gardening in tune with the moon, and so they knew what was the best time for those plants that were below the ground, and what was the best thing to do for the plants that were above the ground. Really, that's just advanced, next level gardening, and I'm really so impressed. Every time I learn something new, I just am, wow. Best thing we have is drop the mic, but it's like, no, it's absolutely incredible that passed down wealth and knowledge. I would like to, I'm looking at my notes while I'm talking to you. There is a really important thing just to lock in with gardening, that there is a reason and a purpose for everything, for every insect, every bug, even the weeds. So don't just dismiss them or try and dig them out or kill them straight away. They're all there for a reason. So just hold back, don't rush to get rid of them, and just let nature be your new teacher, and learn to watch first and act after. It's just that timing. We need to learn a new timing. I'd love to talk about all the different things that can be done, but I want to just, for the beginners, I just want to start there, here, where in the first phase, when the weather's nice, go outside and have a look at what you already have in your garden. It might be fruit trees. You might already have some well-established vegetables. Get to know your garden by knowing what's there first. Don't move anything yet. Don't touch anything. Just take note of how they're growing. Do they look healthy? Do they look happy? And this is a really good time over winter to start to make plans, to dream, if you will, of what I'd love to do this new season. For gardeners, coming into winter is almost like celebrating our new year. It's a time to reflect, to look back at the past season, and then to plan and prepare for the new season. We're also coming into the very first matariki that's going to be observed here in Aotearoa, and that is exciting, and it's going to be a wonderful learning time for all of Aotearoa, and I'm looking forward to learning more and more. The Maramataka, the Māori calendar, is again another advanced level type of gardening where I'm talking about just 4 days, but back in the day they knew each day, every day had a name, and there were certain jobs and tasks to do each day, and that kind of knowledge just is incredible, and I'm looking forward to learning more and finding out how did they know this. It's amazing. But for us who are starting out here on our first post, get to know your garden. What's out there? I also want you to look at where the sun rises and sets at your place. Know your place. So find where the north is, south is, east, west. Find out. If you stand and face the rising sun, know that over this time of year, coming into winter, the sun rises northeast. And really it's only in the east once a year. So then from there you can kind of get your bearings. Okay, I now know where north is, I know where south is, I know where east is. And even if you have to, write it on it with a piece of chalk on your fence. North, south, east, west. Then look at your area that you think you want to put your garden, and know that gardens need light. So see which area gets the most light have a look and just be aware that there might be a house or a high fence that might block some of that sun. And with winter on us, it's a great time to see where the sun line will be on your property. I'd love to one day do a time lapse of my property through different seasons. That would be fun. I have done it where I've taken a photograph every hour from the same place, just to see how the sun moves across my backyard. And that was really interesting. And then I did in the middle of summer, and then I did another one in coming into autumn, and I was trying to do a seasonal tracking of the sun. So your phase 2 is to follow the sun. See what happens in your backyard. See where it goes. It's going to all be good learning, because this is part of knowing your garden and learning to sync in with nature, with our beautiful moon. I'm going to put more details in the comments and the notes, and any details that I might have missed out, because I've been going off notes and on notes. But that's okay. It's all learning and growing. Thank you for joining me tonight on this very special night. So enjoy the rest of your week, and I look forward to hearing how your journey is going. Take care.